How's it going, everybody? This is the Bourbon Recruit, doing my first recorded blind. So those who know me, I'm a big wheated bourbon fan. 107 is one of my favorite pours. It's actually what really got me super into bourbon after being able to find a bottle of it and drinking it for the first time. I was like, wow, this is fantastic. And I was like, I gotta see what else is out there. And I did. I found two other wheated bourbons that I really like. And it got me thinking, let's try them all together and see which one I like the most. Now, I had my lovely assistant, who is not here anymore, pour these out and wrote me a little folded note card of which one is which. So I'm going to try these, and fortunately you will not know until I know, but get into it. So we'll start with the noses on them all. Oh yeah, that is all red fruit. So sweet. It's fantastic. Wow. Just very fruity, fruit forward, which I love, big fan. Also very sweet. Kind of get a little bit of a pecan off of it. Not as fruity as the first one, but very, it sounds weird to say, but very marshmallowy. I know that's not really much of a note for bourbon, but it's just so sweet. Wow. Okay, third one. Also very sweet, more, I would say more tart than the other two. I wouldn't say like super sweet. Kind of get a little bit more woody, kind of oaky. Just nose on it, which, I mean, to me usually signifies higher proof or longer aging. Not really getting too much of that sweetness off of it. Okay, that's the first one. So smooth, no burn at all. I think coming in at 107 is Antique 107. The Screaming Titan is a 96 proof, and I believe the Ben Holladay is about 100. Yes, 100. So I can kind of taste it's tastes a little higher proof. So I believe it's going to have to be the 107 or the Ben Holladay, but keep going and see if that changes. Oh, that's fantastic. Wow, so smooth. The viscosity on this one is a little more closer to like motor oil. Not that I've ever drinking motor oil before, but it's thicker than the first one, which, I mean, fantastic. Not as sweet. You don't get that fruitiness, that red fruit, as you get for the first one. I think the nose is a lot sweeter than the palate for sure, but wow. Third one. A little flatter than the other two. I mean, a little more viscosity than the first one, less than the second. I get a little more of the earthiness, the oakiness out of three. Less sweet, which makes sense considering the nose on there is not very sweet at all. All three of these fantastic. If you're a wheated fan, I highly recommend all three. But I'm gonna have to go back through and see which one I like the most. Wow. Yeah, definitely lower proof on this one. I'm gonna say that this one is the Screaming Titan, but think it's also going to be my third place. See, that's also so good. So I'm going to have to guess that is the Ben Holladay. I get a little less proof on it than this one, not much. I mean, 7 proof is, depending on who you are, a little negligible. If you were my fiance, you would say anything over 70 proof is too high, but I mean, both fantastic. I think this one's gonna have to win it. This one, you get all that sweetness, all that fruit, and that's gonna have to lead me to believe that this is 107. Wow. So I'm gonna go in order from my left to right, your left to right, I believe. So 1 is going to be 1, 2 is 2, and 3 is 3. Funnily enough, but wow, that is tough. That is a tough choose because all 3 of those were fantastic. I think 1 and 2 kind of in a different league than 3. 3, fantastic. All right. So now the results. So we're going to go, 3 was the Screaming Titan. Guess I should. 2 was the Ben Holladay Soft Red Wheat. 1 was the Weller Antique 107. So not a surprise here. I mean, 107 is something that I've been drinking for a while, and it's fantastic. It's hard to not notice the fruit, the fruit taste, the sweetness. It drinks so easy for something that's 107 proof. This is something that everyone should have on their shelves. It's about, I mean, here it's $59, I believe is the MSRP. In Ohio, I was fortunate enough, obviously, to buy my bottle at MSRP. Had to wait in a line for it, unfortunately, but they tend to drop about once a month here in Ohio. The Holladay Soft Red Wheat was about $60. I had seen some videos about it and decided, I was like, hey, I got to pick this up. I'm a weeded guy, so see what the hubbub was about. Fantastic. Highly recommend all 3 of these. The Screaming Titan was the, I picked this up before the Ben Holladay, and I drank quite a bit of it in the beginning and then kind of moved off of it. It's not bad by any means. I wouldn't say it's worth $80. If you can find it cheaper than that, for sure, try it. But I wouldn't go out and pay $80 for this again. This is batch 2, so I'm not really sure what batch 1 tasted like, but I'm hoping batch 3 is going to be a little better. But honestly, like, all 3 of these are going to be on my shelf until I finish them. And Antique and Ben Holladay definitely going to be continuing to buy them at $60 a piece, like almost indistinguishable, like both fantastic, both sweet, both fruity. Screaming Titan a little less fruity, a little more earthy, but still fantastic. Highly recommend all 3 of these. Definitely try your own blind to see, which weeded is your favorite. A lot of people do tend to lean towards the 107. I don't know if it's because of the exclusivity, the fact that it's from Buffalo Trace, which happens to be my favorite distillery. But, I mean, try it on your own and see which ones you like. Everyone has a different palate. For me, like, I like the fruitiness, like, I don't mind oak. I like oak, but just too much of it is a little overpowering. And, like, the older the whiskey, the more oak, the more char you're going to get. But, yeah, all 3 of these fantastic. No burn on any of these. These are something that I think all 3 of these are something that you can hand somebody who hasn't drank bourbon before and get them into it because of how fantastic they taste. Especially 107 being just, out of this world, especially for something that's a little, I would say, lower end when it comes to allocated bourbon, not being Pappy or BTAC. This is something that should be on, everybody's shelf. Fantastic. Well, thank you so much, and cheers.